Okay, we got a nice little video going on here. This is actually a prepping video, but I need to lay out a few things here. Years ago, I saw a movie that was, every now and then Hollywood seems to make something as though they gotten information ahead of time. The original Star Trek movie was quite like that. A lot of what you saw in that movie, some of the artifacts that they had, some of the communications technologies and whatnot have come to life. And one of the movies I saw was The Purge. I realized this movie happened. I realized this movie occurred several years ago. But I can't help from noticing what's going on in today's news, the rioters, and how similar it is to what I'm seeing in that movie, The Purge. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% like that, but there are some similarities. The wearing of masks, the anti-American theming, the jubilee, the glee. You see a lot of these news clippings of them partying, dancing, having a good old time as they're beating the crap out of somebody. And after they get off, after 15 grown men get off some kid beating the crap out of them, they're high-fiving each other. The old anti-American theming, the everything American about it. The gas mask, Statue of Liberty, anything that represents American. There's similarities. Sometimes you see some people in costumes, the backpacks, the black shirts, the anti-religion. The ganging up. Why am I mentioning this? Because this is not really part of what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to draw up a similarity of what's going on today. As we get closer to the elections, the violence is going to increase. It's going to increase in pace and viciousness. And I don't want this to happen. But it's going to happen. Today in LA, you had two cops in their SUV, minding their own business, just keeping a lookout, doing whatever they're doing. And some guy walks up to the vehicle, a guy or gal, I can't tell, and just starts shooting into the vehicle. Both people got hit multiple times in the upper torso. And as the guy ran away, the two police officers were able to call for help. What is really striking to me is somehow either the protesters or rioters knew this event was going to happen in advance, or right after the event they were notified, because the protesters ran to the hospital, the correct hospital, as I might add, blocked the entranceways to the two ambulances, and in a jubilee celebratory fashion we're dancing and we're blocking the ambulances for getting these two police officers to get help. They're currently, by the way, they're both alive, at least as I started this video. They're both alive in critical condition. One is a mother of a 6-year-old, and the other is, I think, a rookie perhaps, because he's only 24 years old. And they're out looking for this person. Again, these rioters, they have no vision of what right or wrong is. And again, they were standing in front of the hospital, blocking the traffic for these two ambulances in a jubilee, celebratory fashion, chanting death to these two police officers. Okay, why am I saying this? Since the beginning of this YouTube channel, I've been talking about prepping. And I've always been honest. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I had this feeling for quite a while that people are going to start to need to prep, get their, get prepared for a bad event. And I believe that bad event is coming down onto us rather quickly. They've already mentioned if Trump wins, there's going to be all-out war. That's what they have promised. If Trump wins, they promise us an all-out war. They promise us that they just will not contain it in the downtown districts of cities, but they'll be coming into the suburbs, your housing developments. Most housing developments, they have what, about 100 homes per development? Can you imagine? Even if it was 100, 200 homes, you know, half of them are anti-guns. It just seems like that's the division, that wedge, left versus right. Can you imagine a group of maybe 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 rioters coming into that development? I don't need to say anything more. I'm just hoping you're going to have a weapon or two to defend your home. I think one shot in the air, I'm hoping, I'm praying, they might just run by your home, if you know what I mean. Because I think when you see an army coming rushing down your street, you'll probably have no choice but to defend your home at that time. And I think all bets are off with the law. And I think you'll make yourself less likely of a target if you show some kind of force. Anyway, it's not what this video is about. It's about you getting some food on the shelves. It's about you preparing, about you mitigating anything that can possibly happen. Because I think as we get closer and right after the elections, there is a high probability that we're going to see some violence. And again, I'll say it again, it will not be contained just to the downtown districts of cities. It could be right outside your grocery store. You might get in there, and we all remember what happened when COVID came around. The shelves are pretty much empty. You might get in there, and if you're lucky, you might find a can of soup and come out and get your butt whipped and your can of soup stolen. I'm just saying, do you really want to put yourself in that kind of situation? Get the food now. Get enough for a few weeks for everybody in the family, enough water, and just be prepared. And the best case scenario, I'm a kook. I'm a kook. You unsub me, and you got a surplus of food and water to drink. That's all I'm saying. I mean, what harm are you doing? It's not like I'm asking to borrow your car keys. I'm not asking for anything. I'm asking you to prepare yourself. Speaking of preparing, a lot of people are going out and buying their first weapon, and they're confused about ammo. The shelves are empty, pretty much. There's a few things here and there, so I really wouldn't worry about name brands too much. Don't get caught up what's tactical, get what's practical. As far as name brands, again, there's not much on the shelves. I'll show you what I have. I got cheap ammo, or I should say moderately priced ammo. This is target practice ammo, but it'll kill just as effectively, I think. For the weapon over my right shoulder, I have some military grade ammo on stripper clips for faster loading. I have some higher end ammo as well. These are green tipped ammo, also on stripper clips. I don't know if you could see the green on them. But if all you can find is cheap ammo will kill. Okay, don't have this delusion, oh, it's just made for punching holes in paper targets. For my shotgun, I have moderately priced ammo as well for my shotguns. But when I had a couple of extra bucks, I went out and bought a couple of 100 rounds of I would say about 100 boxes of this PDX defender. And if you take a look at my index finger there, this shotgun shell is basically one big bearing inside, one big pellet surrounded by a couple of smaller bearings. You see that? So this definitely would hurt. If you can find some of this, get it. Right now, maybe all you can find is expensive ammo. And I got pretty much the same thing, but for my 40. Don't get caught up right now. I wouldn't normally give this message if there was an abundance of ammo out there. But right now, get what you can get, regardless of whether it's hollow point. Yeah, we all would love to have some good spear, hollow point, or some of those defenders. If there's none of that on the shelves, don't worry. Get the proper caliber. Don't worry about whether it's got a square tip. This is actually practice ammo, in my opinion. But this will definitely do the trick. This is 357, but this will definitely kill. You know, whatever you got. Whether it's a solid ball, it'll kill. I mean, we all would love to have hollow point, but if there's nothing on the shelves, get what you can get. Okay, folks? I gotta run. Just get out today if possible. Get out next week if possible. Do a Costco run. You can get a larger quantities for, I believe, half the price. For example, nowadays you buy a 5-pound bag of sugar at the grocery store and they want like $7, when you can buy a 20-pound bag of sugar for about the same price at Costco. And that goes for the flour. That goes for a lot of things, pinto beans or any kind of beans. And they have big bulk things of pasta, stuff that will stick to your ribs, and stuff that can fill the shelves rather quickly. I urge everybody to get out, maybe do some shopping, get enough food so everybody has enough food. They don't have to leave the house. Get some water or water filtration system like a Berkey or whatever you got. Even something that'll plug into your sink like Zero Res or whatever they call those waters filters. Anything, get it. You don't know what could happen. You don't know if your local water supply can be contaminated by a bunch of freaking rioters. Just get something, be prepared, and that's it. Anyway, have a great day. Take care.